The last plague and Passover. Moses stood before Pharaoh and said, "This is what God says. One final plague is coming to Egypt. Tonight at midnight, every firstborn son in Egypt will die." It was the most serious warning of all. But Pharaoh still would not listen. Even after 9 terrible plagues, his heart had not changed at all. Pharaoh's heart was as hard as stone. Moses quietly turned and walked away from Pharaoh. There would be no more warnings, not a single one. Only the final plague remained now. Moses' heart was heavy and sad. God told Moses, "Every family must prepare a perfect spotless lamb, one for each household. On the 14th evening, it must be sacrificed." God's people got busy preparing right away. God's people listened carefully to every word. The most holy and important night of their lives was drawing near. This special night is called Passover, the night God Himself watches over His people. God spoke softly to Moses, "Moses, tell my people I have a special secret to keep them safe from the last plague. Every family, choose one clean white lamb, the cutest friend ever." Moses happily told them. God's village got so excited. Everywhere you could hear happy laughter. Daddies, mommies, and kids petted and hugged the lamb. They whispered, "God will keep us safe." The lamb was so gentle and cuddly. Kids hugged it, and the family prayed together. Everything was ready. God's people waited for the special night. We call it Passover, the night God watches over us. God said to Moses, "Hurry, use the lamb to draw God's special mark on the doorposts and lintel. Then I will pass over and protect that house." Moses ran quickly through the night village. "Everyone, listen! God's special command, draw the mark on the doors," he called out. God's village became busy in the night. Families gathered at their doors and started preparing the mark. Daddy drew the top, Mommy the sides, and children the bottom carefully. God's special mark was beautifully on every door. The bright mark glowed on every door at night. Families stood in front and said, "Now God will protect us." Every door had God's special mark. God's people hugged each other inside and waited. On this special night called Passover, God Himself protects us all. God told Moses quickly, "Tonight at midnight a terrible thing will happen in Egypt, but any house with my special mark I will pass over and protect it." The night grew deeper. Suddenly the wind whooshed and dark clouds rushed in. Everything on the Egyptian side became very quiet. At midnight, whoosh! A huge sound burst out. Sad voices came from every Egyptian house. But the houses with the mark stayed completely quiet. God's hand zoomed past, whoosh, skipping every house with the mark. God's village was safe like magic. Terrible things happened on the Egyptian side, but the marked houses stayed bright and safe. Families hugged tight and said, "God protected us." The scary night was over. God's people were completely safe because of the mark. On this special night called Passover, God gave us victory. After the scary night, Pharaoh called Moses right away. "Moses, come here now!" he shouted. Pharaoh spoke firmly, even though he was scared. "Leave right now. Get out of Egypt. Take your sheep and your families go." God's village was filled with joy. Families packed their bags quickly and opened their doors wide. "We're finally free," they said with smiles. Moses and Aaron walked in front. "God is calling us," they said gently. "Come, let's go together." Everyone held hands and walked along. "We are free now. Thank you, God." A soft, happy song filled the air. God's people left Egypt behind. On this special night, called Passover, God gave us freedom. Now a gentle new adventure begins. See you again next time.